In the year of our banan, 20XX, some scientists on an island somewhere decided that trifling in God's domain was a good idea. As a result, they created the super animals, which are in essence bipedal genetically altered animals with increased brain capacity and the ability to hold things. Some of the other ones have other abilities. For example, some can produce different forms of flavored milk, some can be fast, and some can kill everything within a 5-mile radius. Seriously, who thought the Chernobyl rat was a good idea? The first super animal made was called the Super Skull Cat, and it really shows. It's, so far, the only canon scary-looking super animal. Also, some of the other ones would definitely give it a run for its money. This was enough for the first among them to be crammed into a coffin to scare people. He's probably the best character in the game. Following the creations of less off-putting super animals, the bright, iridescent minds that had created these super animals in the first place had the genius idea to take all of these hyper-intelligent, opposable thumb-having mutant animals and make a zoo with them. It is at this point that Super Animal World, henceforth known as SAR, was born. Judging by the incredibly large structures, it's reasonable to suspect that SAR was either really successful, had billions in investment money, or both. Whatever the reason, they had large amounts of cash, a unique and probably patented form of life for guests to boggle at, and copious amounts of firearms. Nothing could possibly go wrong with the park. Much like any horror movie, things inevitably go wrong with the park. However, unlike the horror movie kind of going wrong, this one doesn't cause the company to implode under the weight of numerous lawsuits and criminal charges. Instead, this was the kind that probably resulted in refunds as well as a minor war. What initially caused this to happen really isn't known yet. It could have been anything, honestly. Active murder, lack of pay, religious differences. I honestly have no idea. Hell, it could have been the panda that got booed off stage deciding, screw it, I'm gonna game end society. I mean, look at him, he's halfway there already. Whatever the reason, it was fought either between SAW security and the modern super animal super resistance, or some form of proto-resistance that existed before they did. Now, I'm not sure whether the initial SEC teams were super animals or not, but given the fact that most of the SEC teams are today, combined with the fact that we know that some, if not all, of the super animals were employed by SAW, I'd say it's likely. At first, the initial rebellion would have probably controlled either a large portion or most of the island, given the fact that it was enough of a threat to evacuate all of the humans, but eventually SEC would take back most, if not all of it, from the SAR, forcing them underground. I suspect that once all the humans had left, they were now feel free to gas bomb the entire island without fearing a Hague trial. It's at this point that the game, as well as the video series Super Animal Royale Tonight, takes place. I suspect they still use the gas bombs. Tune in next time if I ever decide to make another one of these things, where I'll talk about either how Super Right is essentially this game's version of Tiberium, or I'll talk about the implications of the Skull Cat being in a union. I don't know.